Growing up, I've always been embarrassed in my family. Like, I always saw the kids that grew up around me having their nice two-story house with a backyard, a delicate stay-at-home mom with their professional dads. While it seemed like my family was just at the bottom of the social ladder. My mom had calluses on her feet from standing 12 hours a day at work. My dad was a broke preacher who worked as a dishwasher and delivering donuts to 7-Eleven at 4 a.m. in the morning just to make ends meet. And so I was just this self-conscious little boy who cared so much of what the world thought of us than to even appreciate what my parents were sacrificing for me at the time. And I like to think partly their survival mode is the reason why I never really got close with my parents. Or maybe I was just an ungrateful brat too. But fast forward to now, it's a different perspective. Yes, I still have some of the shame creep back in with my childhood. Like, earlier my friends even asked if they could visit my hometown, and my first instinct was to tell them no. But as an adult, being back in the same apartment, it's not so much of the shame, but now it's almost like a reminder that my parents sacrificed so much, and it's my turn now, before it's too late for them, that their sacrifice isn't a waste. So I do want to retire them in the future and buy them the house they could never afford, but in the meantime, I want to give myself the chance to be more of a grateful son and make the moments that we missed out as a family when we were younger because of finances. And so one of those things has been for my mom specifically. It's been my mom's biggest dream to see the colors of Switzerland. So 7 months ago for Christmas, I surprised her with just a regular schmegular Switzerland calendar. But to her surprise, inside were flight tickets to visit the dream country she's always dreamed of. 좋아?
난 너무 좋아.
메리 크리스마스.
고마워.
메리 크리스마스. 주여. Welcome to Switzerland. 어때 여기?
와 너무 좋다.
아빠?
Baby,
Hey,
how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Nice to again.
Thank you.
어때?
너무 좋아.
색깔이 좋지 여기 다.
너무 좋아.
아빠 어때 여기?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, I was actually pretty nervous going on this trip with my parents. Maybe because it's our first trip ever where we're just planning to hang out and not for like a funeral overseas or to see other family. But on top of that, my relationship with them has never been like a buddy thing like I've seen my friends. I don't know. For my dad, I'd say he's been pretty emotionally unavailable in my life, but I also can't blame him because he comes from a military background. Regardless though, it was hard for me because I am the complete opposite of him. Like, he's stoic, I'm expressive, he's logical, I'm emotional, he's rigid, and I'm pretty spontaneous. So as you can guess, like, we never really got along. And even for my mom, like, honestly, we're pretty similar in our personalities, but you know, I've been a bad son, I guess, in terms of communicating with her with my language barrier. And I know it sounds like I have so many excuses for why my family is the way it is, but this is the reality for me. And because my Korean has gradually gotten worse since we moved to America, when it comes to talking about deeper things with my mom, it's become a hassle to kind of like translate on ChatGPT and then show her and back and forth, and then I lose the energy to have an actual conversation with her. So that's why I was nervous, because, you know, like, ironically, being their son for the past 27 years, I felt like I don't really know them. But you know what? Even though my communication with my mom isn't as deep, just being here on this trip, I'm learning so much about her. Like, I never even knew she didn't know how to ride a bike, and that's so crazy to me. And you know, it's cute because I was trying to teach her how to ride one. As a son that's teaching his mom, this is the complete reverse of how it typically is, you know? And although it wasn't a success to get her to ride it, my dad eventually took over and he ended up loving it. Which, guess what? I never even knew my dad liked riding bikes. And also turns out after the trip was over, he even told me he wished he could have rode it longer. It's crazy how I'm now learning this stuff about my parents. So, I mean, I'm feeling a little guilty because it took this long, but it's better now than, you know, too late. So, I'm learning. And then the next day, we rented a boat and went out to Lake Brienz, which, by the way, is like the most teal blue looking lake I've ever seen in my life. We took the boat out, and I was trying to convince my mom to jump in, but she was way too scared, so I really pushed my dad to do it. And guys, like, this is the part of my dad I had never expected to find out. He was so scared. Like, this is the same tiger dad that I grew up with, like always enforcing like this military style parenting, and yet he's scared to jump into this lake. It was so funny, and honestly, like, low-key satisfying for me because it's like my little revenge on him for all these years of tough parenting. But yeah, he got it.
하지 말고 해봐.
무서워.
아니 바다 수영도 했잖아.
무서워. 나 지금 좀.
And it was like watching a little boy. My dad had this inner child to him that I'd never seen, and that's when I realized, like, it's his first time living too.
잠깐. 너무 작아.
It's not that cold.
나 올라가고 싶어 안 되네. 아우 씨.
And maybe the way he was with me is because he never got to have moments with his dad like this, to be free and fun. So, you know, I guess I'm out here just breaking my family's generational curses. And so eventually we got to share that jump together, and it was really cute. It was our first moment as dad and son, just like hanging out, and I really liked it a lot. And it made me see a side of him that honestly changed how I viewed him. On our last day, I took my mom hiking to a lake called Ocean Nessie, but to be honest, I didn't realize how old she had gotten up until now. Because seeing her having such a hard time, like hiking and huffing and puffing, made me, man, see, I really don't have much time with her. And to be honest, I was a little worried for her, so my protective son instincts came in, and I was holding her hand and wasted the entire way there and back. But once we reached the top, it was so beautiful.
와, good.
And seeing my mom's relief of the hiking finally coming to a pause was really funny too.
주여 여기 오르고 이렇게 힘들게. Oh my goodness.
I could have never imagined being able to afford this for her and my dad. Like, guys, like, I grew up on food stamps and church donations when I was younger. And even when I was taking a risk to quit nursing to pursue this dream of content creating, I'm sure my mom and dad both thought I was cooked for my career trajectory. But now be able to show them that their little boy who, you know, they once thought was making irrational decisions is now able to do this for them. She even started crying, saying how proud she was of me.
I always ignore your call.
아, 엄마니까 다 이해할 수 있어. 엄마는 내 아들이니까 괜찮은 거야. 엄마는 그래도 널 사랑해. 너무 좋아, 이뻐. 내 아들 너무 이뻐.
지친 발을 멈춰도 계절은 가고 있어.
So as the trip is coming to a close, I wanted to dedicate this entire video to you, Mom. And honestly, this meant a lot to me too, because I was a very ungrateful kid growing up. But more than anything, I want to tell you this. I used to be so ashamed of you. Ashamed because while my friends' moms got to stay at home, I had to tell the other kids you were working as a cleaner at Applebee's or moving boxes at beauty supply shops. And I hated that. I was so embarrassed of you and our family. Yet you always came home. Still cooked 된장찌개 with a smile, even as I was wasting your hard-earned money on Hollister hoodies and Abercrombie jeans, just so I could fit in with the other kids. I was so ungrateful, huh? But now that I'm older, watching the white settle into your hair makes me wonder, have I been taking you for granted all this time? But I don't want to look back when it's too late and only remember the times I was so embarrassed of the amazing mom you actually were. No, I don't want to keep being that son. So with the time I have left with you now, I want you to experience the same happiness you've always sacrificed so I could have. And whether that means bringing you to your dream country of Switzerland, I promise I'll work as hard as I can so I can retire you one day. No more calluses, no more seeing you pass out of sleep from exhaustion. I swear, I'll give you the world that I couldn't as a boy. As a man today. I'm sorry, but thank you, and I love you.